I'm telling you, the Democrats are not who they was when I was a girl. They're not your daddy's Democrats. They're communists, jihadis, crazy people that should be in mental institutions. Believe me, I was put in several mental institutions, and I'm far more sane than any of these people. I don't walk around showing my wiener to kids. But they locked me up.
Piers Morgan and Roseanne Barr. Obviously, Roseanne Barr is not the biggest fan of Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan isn't the biggest fan of Roseanne Barr. And eventually, Piers would start using leftist smear tactics, calling her a conspiracy theorist, and, all of those mumbo-jumbo words. But right now, they're going to start talking about whether or not Joe Biden is fit for office.
What do you think? I mean, Joe Biden, there was a clip, I want to show you a clip of him where he appeared to be freezing. This was a Juneteenth celebration. Let's have a look at this.
Trying to hold it in.
Well, he's just like frozen, like a statue. And it went on for about a minute. I mean, it seems to me pretty obvious that Joe Biden is sadly in the early stages of genuine dementia. Is that what it seems to you?
It really does, and it makes me sad because one of my mom's boyfriends that she killed, we joke because she overfed them until they had heart disease and died. But anyway, this one, he was a lovely man, a lawyer. But he did have that, and he did die a torturous death because of it. And you can see that he is suffering from that. And why they keep sending out this poor old man, I mean, I have compassion for him as a human being. Why they're doing that to him shows how they have another thing wrong with him. He should be in treatment and be taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment at the...
He can't even form a sentence.
Yeah, there was a moment at the D-Day ceremony in France where he tried to sit on an invisible chair. Let's take a look. I mean, he's literally trying to sit on a chair that isn't there, and that is in front of the whole world.
Well, a lot of people thought he had, pooped himself.
Distinguished guest.
But now that I'm seeing it again, I think you're right. Yeah.
But it's sad to watch, isn't it? No one takes pleasure watching that.
It is very sad, and they should have more compassion for an old man who obviously is having dementia problems. It's obvious to everybody. And, there's so many Americans who are suffering from that. You wouldn't drag them out in front of the camera to very significant American historical, meaningful events and thrust them into that.
I'm sorry, but I just refuse to feel bad or feel sad for the fact that Joe Biden literally looks like he's taking a poop. I don't really feel bad about that. The people around him, he himself, he should have known that he was too old to run for office again. Now you have to poop your pants, pull invisible chairs, whatever, on a national, international level. And that's just how it is. I mean, seriously, does anybody believe that Joe Biden really hasn't pooped his pants at least once since he became president? I'm curious. Like, I think this has had to have happened by now, genuinely. So anyways, we got Roseanne Barr talking about some interesting stuff with Mr. Epstein in this Piers Morgan interview, and let's get into that.
Do you think there's a danger that you've become a conspiracy theorist, that you read maybe too much online and you believe a lot of what you read, even if it's not actually true? Do you accept that could be a possibility?
Well, I think that's more of a possibility for you, Piers.
Piers Morgan is trying to do the typical smear tactics, leftist smear tactics, conspiracy theorist. Roseanne Barr just calls him on and says, I'm going to call you on your bullshit.
Because you've said so many cockamamie things that I am always rolling my eyes.
Name one.
But I wanted to come on and set you straight. But I knew you would call me a conspiracy theorist. I dare you to find one thing I've said that didn't happen.
Well,
2 years later. So before you call me a conspiracy
I didn't call you
theorist,
one.
because I'm a conspiracy analyst.
I didn't call you one. I asked if you thought
You don't think it's a conspiracy? You don't think it's a conspiracy, Goldman Sachs working for Jeffrey Epstein? Do you think that's a conspiracy theory?
Well, I'd rather deal in facts that we know. It's just easier than to, go off on wild goose chases about stuff.
Was Jeffrey Epstein any part of any conspiracy with any bank at all?
I don't know. And nor do you.
Google it!
Yeah, but that's my point. You shouldn't read everything. You shouldn't believe everything you can Google. There's a lot of mad stuff on Google.
Well, I read like several sources. I don't,
Right.
You know what I mean?
And guys, this isn't even the first time that Roseanne Barr and Piers Morgan have had a run-in. If you guys don't remember this viral clip, it's probably one of my favorites, where Roseanne Barr talks about Ukraine and the Russian war.
And I'm about to go crazy sitting here on the earphone hearing the stuff you all are saying about the Ukraine. I'm about to have a heart attack, but I'm not even going to go into it. I'm from the Ukraine. The Ukrainian, there is a large faction of Nazis. I don't know if you know this, but there's a large amount of Nazis in the Ukraine, and they actually killed my whole family. I'm from the Ukraine, and they marched my entire family, grandmothers, great-grandparents, 10 siblings out into the forest and buried them alive in the Ukraine. So I don't understand why everybody's Ukraine. Well, I do understand, and that's also what terrifies me. People better wake up and do some research on their own instead of buying what comes across on the screen. And I try to shake them up, Pierce. You're goddamn right I do. I try to shake them up and crack their mind control programming. I do it for God.
Well, here's, Roseanne, what I would say to that. I don't agree with...
I freaking love it. I do it for God. It's a legendary clip. I mean, it's one of my favorites, and it's timeless. It's a classic for sure. And if you guys haven't seen this, we'll play a little bit more. It's so good.
With you about a lot of the stuff you said about Ukraine. I know what you said, and you're perfectly entitled to your views. I would say, in relation to the suggestion that they're all a bunch of Nazis.
You haven't seen the swastikas on those soldiers' arms?
The President Zelensky himself is Jewish, so obviously he is de facto not a Nazi.
I know, but he's not a good one. Are all Jews the same? For God's sake, talk about anti-Semitic. Just because the guy's a Jew doesn't mean he likes Jews or that he's doing anything good for the Jews. I mean, so what? Who cares what anybody is? That was the whole point of my tweet. Just because they're skin folk don't mean they're kin folk. You know what I mean? Just because they're the same color as you don't mean they ain't trying to lock your ass up. Wake up, people! Snap out of it.
Okay, listen. Like I said, you're uncensored, so you're perfectly entitled to your views. I'm entitled to a different view, and I'm sure you would accept that. It's okay. I'm going to be nice. You're perfectly entitled to say what you think.
I can accept that you have a different view, Piers. I can speak respectfully to another human being because I actually, I love to converse, and I just get passionate sometimes. And I love that people disagree with me. I love to have conversations. So excuse my passion.
It's okay. Of course. Passion's fine.
There you guys have it. That's today's video. Hey, and guess what? We're back. Justin is lost 1, YouTube 0. Take that. Actually, maybe not the best time. Thank you, YouTube, for giving us the YouTube channel back. You guys don't know, Justin has 2 channels. Justin Reloaded is brother channel to us. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.